On Easter, I went to Twitter and Instagram and I asked you guys to give me questions for a Q&A video. I got a decent amount of questions from you guys and I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go through almost all of them and just give you guys my honest answer so you guys can learn more about my personal life, Twitch streaming, stuff like that, what I do for my job, and just everything in between that. First question is from Sosa, and he says, what are your long-term goals and what would you like to accomplish with designing? I don't really have any long-term goals since I'm so young. Life changes so much. I'm not gonna set stuff and give myself false hope. I'm kind of just living day by day. The main only thing I'm looking to accomplish with my designing is making sure I can afford my lifestyle, pay my bills, make sure I have food, make sure my family's healthy, make sure my family's safe, stuff like that. Nothing like I want to save up enough money to buy like a Lambo or anything like that. I'm just kind of look out for my family and just kind of overall just be happy rather than owning material things. Just kind of use it for something that's gonna actually affect my long-term life instead of doing stuff that's kind of ignorant and kind of stupid at my age. The next question is from Wolfie, and he gave me a whole bunch of questions. I'm probably not going to go through every single one because I don't want the video to be too long, but I'm going to go through a majority of them. The first one is, as a designer, what do you believe is crucial to be successful? I think it is working when you are working, and when it's break time, you're taking a break. If you're a designer, it's super difficult to work 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, because you have to realize this is art. So you have to have that creative juice to actually push out work. You can't do 15 hours straight of work. Some projects can take an hour, some projects can take 6 hours. You have to set time to where you can just take a break. Don't even think about designing. Personally, what I do is when it's around dinner time, I'll stop, eat dinner, lay in bed, like just watch Hulu, watch Family Guy or something, or just go on Instagram and comment on some people's profile or some people's pictures that were posted throughout the day, and just kind of shut off my brain from like the creative aspect. And then once I'm done, you get back into work. So when you're working, like, you know, like you have to set up something to where, like, this works for anything too. This isn't for just graphics. Like, when you're working, you make sure you're working. Like, say, oh, in 4 hours, you only got 4 more hours until it's time to eat, and just relax for 30 minutes. Let's work, let's fucking push for 4 hours, and then you're done. You can take a break. I think that's super fucking important. The last question I'm gonna read from him is, how long do you see yourself as a designer? I'll probably be doing graphics for the next, honestly, I can't even tell you, to be honest, because I have no idea. I don't even know what the fuck's gonna happen tomorrow, let alone fucking 100 years from now. I mean, I'll be dead in 100 years, but you get the point. I know 100% I'm always gonna be a creative person. If it's not in graphics, I'm definitely gonna have there's always gonna be a creative aspect of a new business I start or just something I do. It's always gonna have something involving something that's super creative. Next question is from Pears, and he says, what is your biggest dream? Family-wise would probably be to buy my mom a house in California, where she's been wanting to move in the next like 10 or 15 years or something like that. For myself personally, my personal like biggest dream would probably to work closely alongside Tesla and stuff like that with the graphics design or the creative field of Tesla. Next question is from IC Deluxe, and he says, if you had to pick one streamer any size, who would you want to be like and why? Personally, I wouldn't pick any streamer. I don't even want to be a streamer, to be honest, and I know you guys be like, well, why the fuck do you stream? I stream not to become a full-time streamer. I stream so you guys can have more content, and you guys can have another way of viewing your work being made. I don't want to be a full-time streamer, even if I got paid $1 million a month or anything fucking ridiculous like that. It's just not who I am as a person. There's certain people for streamers. A lot of you guys that are watching this are meant to be streamers. I'm meant to be a graphics designer. So I'm gonna leave being a full-time streamer up to you guys, and yeah. The next question is from Righteous, and he says, is there an eye for good design, something you're born with, or do you think it's a skill that you can develop with practice? I definitely think that you kind of have to be born with a creative mindset. Maybe you're not gonna be, no one's gonna be born like you weren't born knowing how to drive. You're not gonna be born knowing how to design, but you 100% have to have something in you where you enjoy working, because you can be the best fucking designer in the world, but if you're miserable doing it, then it's not really worth doing it. The next question is from Bryson. He says, what paved the way for you to create Ocular Global? Probably my first ever business that I did, my first ever brand that I built was Able Uprising. It was like a gaming entertainment team. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard me talk about it before. It's the tattoo I have on my forearm. It pretty much taught me everything I need to know business-wise, or like how to make friends and not friends, what the fuck? It pretty much taught me everything I need to know from like building the brand and how to market yourself, how to edit videos, just like simple stuff here and there that I've learned a lot from Ocular personally, but I think Able Uprising was like the first thing that got me introduced into running my own business pretty much. Next question is from DC, and he says, how did you get started in designing? This is probably the same source. It was from Able. I didn't want to pay a fucking designer 30 bucks for an announcement, but now here I am charging 30 bucks for an announcement, so it's kind of ironic. I guess I kind of took the skill on myself and I kind of ended up enjoying it, so I just kind of took off with it, and I ended up doing graphics for the entire team and editing and all that stuff and the creative aspect of it for like a whole year. So I guess I kind of grew into it, and I wasn't forced into it, but I definitely think that it was kind of pushed upon me, but I'm glad it was because I found out that I like it and I want to have a career with it. I mean, it's worked out for me, so, and I'm super blessed to have the opportunity to be able to do all this stuff and be a full-time designer and not have to work for like a job. It's just super awesome. The next question is from Dylan, and he says, when did you realize you wanted to do editing and things of that nature? I'm assuming she's talking about designing and stuff. Probably when I was working at Wendy's and I was just standing there, and I was working there for about 6 months doing the same shit every single day, just staying there on the grill. I couldn't stand it. I didn't want to go to college. I fucking refused to go to college. I'd be fucking homeless before I went to college. I'm not doing that shit. When I got in the mindset that is, you either do this or you're going to college and you're gonna put yourself in debt as soon as you get out and your life's gonna be miserable. That's what kind of was like, all right, I really need to fucking either set this shit up now, figure out what I'm good at, or just kind of go where everyone else goes, or just go do like what everyone else does. So I took the opposite path because that's just who I am as a person. Next question is from Romer, and he says, what are your goals for 2019? Like I said, I don't set, it's kind of bad and I know it is, I don't set goals for myself honestly since I'm super young right now, but just scaling Ocular from what it was at the beginning of this year, it feels like the New Year's was literally just here and it's already almost 5 months in, which is crazy. Just continuing to scale it, build some connections, make some friends with some streamers, just be happy mentally and just everything like that. I don't have any huge money goals or anything like that, just being happy. I know I probably suck at, this is really super awkward. I suck at goals, I'm sorry guys. The next question is from my girlfriend, and her name is Alyssa. Who is your #1 support system? This is a trick question. I had to put this in the video or she would have kicked my ass, so sorry. And what is your favorite graphic design you've done this far? Obviously my #1 support system is you, and I'm just gonna say that because I don't want to get a text after this video. So yeah, my favorite project I've done this far is probably the one for Connor Plays. It's super cool. I love the fucking colors. It looks awesome on his stream with how he has his room laid out. Super awesome. Next question is from John, and he says, what gets you out of bed in the morning? I think knowing the fact that I'm healthy, my family's healthy, I guess you could say just making them more proud than they already are is kind of like my my why or my reasoning behind this. But when you moving across the country and leaving my family from Virginia and moving to Texas, it gives me more of a motive and a why to make them more proud and stuff. It's kind of hard to explain, but that's kind of how I look at it. That's what pretty much gets me out of bed in the morning, is just kind of making my family proud and just knowing that I'm super young and I have a lot of time ahead of me and I'm healthy. It pretty much sums it up. The final question is from Andrew, and he says, what motivates you to design content like videos and graphics design? The reason why I've started to do videos and graphics like your Twitch streams is because down the road, 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, when my daughter or my son is looking and they're curious and they're looking at these videos, I know I look like a fucking retard, I'm sorry. It's gonna be super cool to see their dad, how they pretty much, how I built my life up and the journey up into the start of their life. I think that's how I kind of look out of it. But I also, that's not the only reason why I'm doing that. It might be kind of weird. I'm also just doing it so I can give you guys some more insight and some more content to how to be successful. I'm trying to help a lot of you guys become full-time streamers, and I want to help you guys reach that goal, and I want these graphics designers to become full-time graphics designers and realize how awesome it is and just kind of reach your goals. And I'm trying to give you guys context and content and insight onto how you can kind of reach that. Even though I'm not a full-time streamer, I've been doing stuff for so many streamers and I've seen so many streams. I kind of know what works and what kind of doesn't work. So I know some people might say, well, why would I listen to you because you're not a full-time streamer? I get it. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just trying to give you guys some advice from what I've seen work and what I haven't seen work from the 500 streamers that I've worked with. I have one more question to get through on Instagram, and it's from Sean, and he says, what was one of the biggest mistakes you've made when you first started? Probably taking a shortcut and doing the stuff that wasn't gonna make me a long-term brand like I'm doing now, using those retweet accounts to try and find those clients faster, or trying to like, trying to take the shortcut pretty much, and trying to skip all of the hard work and the long time that it takes to build up your social trust and your following, so people know that you're not some random designer. I think is what I'm kind of messed up on, is just doing that and taking a shortcut. That goes for anything. Just stick to it, do the long-term thing. It'll work out in your favor in the long term. You won't regret 2 years on the road when you were doing that shortcut for 6 months. You were trying to make an easy buck or whatever. For those 6 months, you could have just stuck to it for 6 months and you would have been ahead of yourself for pretty much 6 months. That is all of the questions I have from today's video, and I really do appreciate every single one of you guys answering questions. So hopefully you guys had a great Easter weekend. Some new videos obviously are gonna be coming soon. Some Twitch streams for every single night. We just hit affiliate tonight, which is awesome. We hit it in less than 7 days, which is absolutely insane. I really appreciate it so much, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, because we're super close to reaching our 100 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching the video, and I hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.